So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to file your corporation so you can register and open up your new business, especially if you're in New York. If you're not in New York, then you will have to go to your state website and possibly follow these same steps. But if you're in New York, this is how we're going to do it. You're going to go to the dos.ny.gov website, and it's going to take you to this page here. I'll also have a PDF of this whole entire presentation, so that way you can click on these links and do the same thing. So what you want to do is you want to head over to where it says licensing and businesses, and you want to form a corporation. You want to scroll down to where it says business, corporation, and certificate of incorporated. Click on that. So what we want to do is scroll down to the section where it says how to file. And you could do it two ways. You could submit an application and send it off to the state. You can fill this application out and send it off to the state. That's going to take a lot more time to process because, mailing back and forth. However, the quickest way is to file a certificate of incorporation online. So now that you have the steps and you have your business name, we're going to use online filing for business owners, and we're going to have a domestic business corporation for profit. This shows you how you're going to apply. You want to apply as the owner, or you're going to apply on behalf of someone else. If you're the owner, you're going to apply as the owner. It's going to ask you to create a New York Gov account. This is where it's going to keep and build up your profile so you can always log in and make changes, things like that. So you want to apply as the owner. And if you don't have a New York ID, you're going to have to register for one. And once you register with one, it's going to bring you back to this page so that way you can form your corporation. So now it's going to ask you, the first line is telling you that when you put your name at the end of it, you're going to have to use corporation, corp, limited. These are the phrases that you're going to have to use at the end of your name, because if you just go ABC and then try to go forth with the process, it's going to deny you. So you have to go ABC Inc. or ABC Corp. or ABC Corporation, right? So you will have to do those different variations. So we're going to go Ventura Security Corp. We check the name. So we have to add the period, check the name. The name is accepted. See, if you don't add the period, it's going to give you an error. I'm glad you've seen that. So that way you'd be like, oh man, what the hell's going on? I don't know how to do it. So you will have to add that period or spell the whole name out. So you can re-enter the business name, easily copy and paste it, save and continue. So this is asking you if you're 18 years or older. Yes. This name of your corporation contain any non-English words? You can check off yes or no. The county, I'm in New York, so you will fill out wherever you're at in New York. Now, when it comes to the shares, you can have par value or no par value. So let's find out what that means. No par value stock is a type of stock that does not have a predetermined minimum price or par value set by the issuing company. Instead, the price of a no par stock is determined entirely by market focus, reflecting on what the investors are willing to pay for it. So they would do a valuation and then come up with a calculations on how much your company is worth all the way down to the dollar. That's no par value. Par value is traditionally when a company issues stock, it would be assigned a value which the nominal price is below what the stock could actually be sold. So the example here is you can sell it for 0.01, 0.001. The more zeros you have, you increase in the amount of people that could actually invest into your company, because you only have 200 shares. So if you want to have more people, you have to break it down into smaller fractions. So that's the difference between par value and no par value. So if you would select no par value, that means they're going to determine how much you're worth. If you select par value, you determine the value per share. So in the par value, you will put either this valuation. Now remember, a C Corp can have unlimited shareholders and a S Corp can only have 100. So depending if you open up a C or an S, you will then figure out what type of par value you want to put. So we are going to open up elect as an S Corp, so we can just put any number that we want. Here you will put your information, your name, your address, your zip code. You could leave these two areas blank. They're asking if you want optional electronic services for processing. You don't need that. And then there's no registered agent. You're the only agent, so there's nobody else doing this for you. Once you have that, save and continue. So now you can check off the effective date. It could be the day today that whatever day you're actually filing it, that day could be effective. Or if you want to have it effective in the future, 30 or 60 days from now, you could have that as well. So you check whichever appropriate box. And if there's a duration, like if you only want to be open for a year, you can put that there too. But if you're a corporation, corporations are perpetual. You want to pass this down to your family, to your kids, to your kids' kids. That is the reason why it's important to have a corporation. Way more structured than an LLC, a lot more paperwork as well to manage. However, you can pass this off. You can't pass off an LLC. Then you have your optional liability statement. So it says no director of this corporation shall be personally liable and up to the corporation or its shareholders for damages or breach of any such duties, capabilities, provided that this provision shall not limit the liability of any director or of his judgment of final education, meaning separate me from the business. Do not sue me, only sue the company. You want to check that off. Optimal preemptive rights. So a preemptive right is a type of contractual right that allows existing shareholders of a company to purchase new shares before they are offered to the public or other investors. So you can check that off if you want to make that liable, or leave it unchecked if you don't want that to be a clause. The reason why you would do this is because it protects the existing shareholders from having their ownership percentages diluted when a company issues out new shares. So that way you protect yourself. So you want to check this off so your shares will be static once the company start growing and issue out more shares. You save and continue. Put your name here again. You put your address, and then you will sign it because you are the one incorporating the company, forming the new entity. You save and continue. See that dot, that extra character. Put your information here again because they're going to email you. Click save and continue. Click on save and continue. And here will be pretty much your final steps. Now, this is your articles of incorporating. Once you get this done and then you file for your EIN, you take these documents and you open up bank accounts. Click proceed. Now you have some additional services here. You could download a plain copy for $5. This is going to be additional to what you're going to pay for to register your business. You're going to have you could download a certified copy, or you can have a certificate of status. I always go for the top. So you could download a plain copy right now, or you can get a certificate status. Your articles of incorporated will come laminated straight from the state. So this is the best option to go here. But if you just want it quickly, you can do the plain copy as well. So you can go plain copy and then do the certified status, and you can click proceed to payment. And like I said, you don't have to check off both of them, but you at least have to check off, you have to get at least the $5 one. So the entire fees would be $155 for you to register your corporation. This is less than opening up an LLC. An LLC costs you $250 plus $500 a year. So all you have to do now, once you open up your corporation and pay this fee, is now get a corporate binder, and I'll show you what a corporate binder is, and then you conduct a meeting. You can have a meeting with yourself. You can have a meeting with your kids. You can have a meeting with your wife, your friends, cousin, whomever, and then document those meetings. Say we had a meeting about marketing. We had a meeting about forming a business, identifying who the shareholders are going to be. Boom, done. Document that. Even if you don't have a corporate binder, you could just put it on a piece of paper inside of a regular notebook binder. You just want to document that. Now that you have this information, go on to the next step, complete this process, and then go and register and get your EIN. Your EIN is 100% free. So all you're going to do is pay $155 potentially, minus $25 if you don't want the actual certificate laminated and a proof of registration, and then your EIN is free. So that's all you got to pay. If you have any questions, hit the support link, send us an email, or you can catch me on social and DM me. All right? I'll catch you on the next one.